Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hello. How's everything looking and sounding? Before I, properly get us started here. Just to make sure everything looks good, sounds good, etc. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I already see some character redeems coming in. So I will go through those shortly. Let me just make sure things are seeming good. But otherwise, ahoy everybody. Welcome to our weekly Mario Kart Monday, where I play a bunch of Mario Kart online with all of you, followed by some Sonic Racing Crossworlds a little bit later. We've got about 52 minutes until the weekly Nintendo Music update, and we're gonna do our usual of speculating and reacting to whatever gets added as soon as it does get added. Last week was an interesting case. I saw some folks in chat were talking about it too. Last week, as expected, yes, they didn't do it earlier in the week because of Golden Week, and rather than a normal update, as it turns out, there was a special update that was a special release for Star Fox, which is pretty good to have considering Star Fox 64 was the only soundtrack on Nintendo Music before. So now it's kind of on there twice. Notably interesting, the special release for it specifically says it is that the tracks are being added early. That's the first time one of these special releases have said specifically getting added early. So I suspect that means the rest of the soundtrack will show up at some point later on too. Now obviously we can normally expect that'll be the case, but it's kind of neat to see them go out of their way to say that, as opposed to 10 tracks from this game have been added as a special release. So, you now have Tomodachi Life? Nice. Sonic Joe on a 50 stream streak? That's crazy. Impressive. Hey Cam. Hey everybody. Koopadoo says you'll just be spectating this week. No worries, no worries. Alright. Let me... What was the first one? Iggy said, with me starting Yoshi's Island tomorrow and with Yoshi a Mysterious Book releasing next week, the pick is for a Yoshi skin of my choice and the Bumblebee. Hey! MJ! Thank you for the sub! What do I mean? Star Fox is already on Nintendo Music. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yoshi skin of my choice. Then we're going with the Aristocrat Yoshi and the Bumblebee. MJ, thank you for the sub. Means a lot. Thank you. As a reminder, those of you that sub on Twitch or become YouTube members, you guys get access to the Discord server. If you link your YouTube or Twitch accounts with Discord, it should give you automatic access to my Discord server. It's a nice little community in there. How's my weekend been? My weekend was good. I finally started, after like 5 years, I finally started Final Fantasy VII Remake over the weekend. I've been meaning to get to it for a very long time. That was the first game I bought for my PS5 when I got my PS5, and I have not touched it. Until this weekend. I finally started it. My thought process is they're probably going to reveal the third game in that trilogy this summer at Summer Games Fest properly. And it might be nice to finally be caught up on parts 1 and 2 before 3 comes out, so that I could play that when it comes out. That was my thought process behind it, at least. For those wondering, I did... What game? Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because there's Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then there's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then whatever the third one is, we don't know yet. But yeah, that was, that's some of what I did this weekend. Obviously, there's been a lot of chatter about Star Fox. We will have to see what's going to happen. I did a little impromptu reaction to the Direct last week with Fire Serpent on his stream, because he was streaming when it happened. So we have that. Those of you that didn't get to see that, my TLDR is I have never been able to get into Star Fox, but this is the first time I'm properly interested in a game because of how this game made it look. I've never really been able to get into Star Fox. I've never really had much attachment to it. I've tried a few times, and it just never really grabbed me. This game, this new remake of Star Fox 64, is the first time I'm interested in Star Fox. So whatever the intent behind it was, it worked. It got me interested. So I'm looking forward to that, because I think it'll actually be a pretty good time. I know it's controversial in its art style, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's just different. I also don't think it's a poor decision to remake Star Fox 64, because yeah, you can play the N64 original game, but anyone that went and was introduced to Star Fox in the Mario Galaxy movie, they're not going to... If they're like 10 years old or younger, they're not gonna go, oh boy, I gotta go buy a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass to play Star Fox on the Nintendo 64 Classic app. They're gonna ask their parents to go to the store and buy Star Fox. Just go to the store and buy Star Fox, because they're not gonna understand the nuance of that. And, well, now this puts Star Fox on store shelves. Oh, a hype train. Hello. That puts Star Fox on store shelves, and it's like the quintessential Star Fox, and it looks nice. I think that's fine. Alright. Let's get these races started. That night, TJ and I decided to start a co-op stream series with It Takes Two. Yes! Yes! I now also stream Wednesday afternoons, only on Twitch, and, that is with TJ, or Fire Serpent, as we play through It Takes Two, and might be playing other co-op games in that time slot. It may not only be It Takes Two. If the reviews are good, you might be more inclined to try Star Fox 2026. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Leaving it up to how it scores. Yeah, I think that's valid. How the reception to it is. Star Fox is also the best-selling game on Amazon right now. That tends to happen whenever there's a new game that gets a lot of chatter, so that's good. Iggy says you're gonna guess that this week's music update will be select tracks from Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. This is how surprising the Star Fox update was. I disagree. I think that's gonna be next week, tying into the release of the game. I think next Monday we won't see a Nintendo music update again, and it'll be Yoshi and the Mysterious select tracks from Yoshi and the Mysterious Book as a special release on launch day. So that's kind of what they did for when Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition came out. That day, or that week, they updated the soundtrack. Granted, this is a bit different, because this wouldn't be an update, this would be something new getting added. But I could see them doing that. I forget when exactly they added Tomodachi Life. It might have been the week before, in which case, yeah, this week would make sense. I don't know. I don't feel like this week is another special release of any kind. Oh, that's unfortunate. I feel like this week is a normal release. Granted, what that normal release may be, I have no idea. I was saying last week, it's been since, like, I think it was like January, that the last Zelda soundtrack was added, which was, Phantom Hourglass. We're really overdue for another Zelda soundtrack to get added to the app. So I'm inclined to still think one of those is coming soon. So I'm gonna keep anticipating that for now. Okay, okay. Good thing I only went for the single. No! Green shells! Oh no. Okay, you know what? I'll take getting back up to 4. That's fine. That's fine. When did I start the Wednesday Let's Play? Yes, last week. Yeah. Yeah, it was a surprise stream. I announced that morning. But, those are only on Twitch. Those are Tuesdays. We're looking at 2 or 3 p.m. that we start. Last week, it was on Thursday that we started it, because it was a Wednesday night we thought of it, and we decided to do it Thursday afternoon. But the official time slot for it is going to be every Wednesday. Undersky, you're super glad with your new full-time job. Hey, nice! The second week with it. Nice, nice. My partner just got a full-time job also. They got the confirmation yesterday. Got laid off back in January, so it's been nice to have something confidently lined up again. They start that in a couple days. DJ Club Rule says, you're gonna make me and the rest of the former GX crew. Is it okay if you make me as a me and someone else? You're like, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. How do I feel about the hammers? In this game, they're fine. Aww. I don't grow when I get hammers? No, because hammers can be useful. And aren't annoying to deal with. Hammers are well-designed and balanced items. No. Oh god. Yeah, that did not go according to plan at all. Oh no. No! I almost made it. Ah, I almost made it. It would have been like 7th or 8th, somewhere around there. That's a shame. Alright. That's a shame. Alright. Next on the redeems was Lakitu. There wasn't a specific one listed. I'll just go normal Lakitu. And there's no vehicles, we'll go pipe in. Go back to Airship Fortress. Hammers are balanced compared to that boomerang that I hate. Yeah, exactly. Shame is no longer our Nintendo store. Yeah, now it's just Nintendo store. Did I hear about the untitled Nintendo movie set to happen April 12th of 2028? Yeah, we gotta see what that is. No idea yet. I feel like that's probably the, excuse me, the previously rumored Donkey Kong movie, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chair was slightly low. We'll see what happens and what form that takes. And Kiyo asks, what are my thoughts on Nintendo's public apology? Apology for what, specifically? That is a little vague. Oh. Well, that green shell did not last long at all. Tails' all-time favorite on your island was tacos? That's pretty funny. No! Alright, I gotta bring it back a bit. Oh god, but there's so much that was just happening there. Sure. Oh, for raising the Switch 2 prices? I mean, I understand. Like, I'm more surprised it hadn't happened already. Like, the industry sucks right now because of, like, AI nonsense. Like, it is really hard for a lot of tech to make what they need. And they were already selling the Switch 2s at a loss, like, in general. So for it to have become even more expensive, and they even noted it's still being sold at a loss, even though they're going up a bit, I think it's okay. I mean, it's not Nintendo's fault. It's a fault of, you know, AI and data centers and how messed up all of that is right now and how much it's driving up the price of everything. That's not on Nintendo that they need to raise the prices to, you know, due to that. That's just how it is. Does anyone to be upset about with that? It's definitely AI companies. What baffles me about that is investors have been, like, begging and pleading and, like, raising their fists at Nintendo since the Switch 2 came out that because they're selling it at a loss, they need to raise the price. They're selling it for too cheap. They could be making more money off of it. So they raised the price, do exactly what the investors wanted, and their stock went down. And investors are unhappy and going, why did you raise the price? You can look at Q&As and reports from, like, every financial meeting they had in the past year, and investors are upset with them for the price of the Switch 2 being too low, and they're not making enough money off of it. So they're still upset now that they raised the price? What? No, it doesn't make sense. AI is the reason Nintendo's raising the Switch 2 price? Yes, because the cost of development went way up because of AI dominating the industry of memory and storage and all these other tech-related things. It's not because Nintendo's using AI. It's because AI companies have made the tech industry absolute hell. It's why every other company has raised their prices on things. Yeah. Oh, your connection's about to hating you? No. People are saying that the Switch 2 is overpriced, but it's actually the cheapest console out of the three. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not overpriced. It was never overpriced. Star Fox and Yoshi are 50 digital. Yes. Yeah, so they are alternating prices of games a little bit. Some of them are cheaper, and you know, their variable pricing also now includes digital versus physical. And yes, they did say, I did see they also apologized for, lack of communication on games. Don't worry, there will be more games for the Switch 2. I don't know why they need to make that statement. shocker, video game company announces there are more games in development. Whoa. But I guess it needed to be said for some reason, so don't worry. They do give them this. They did their best to not raise the price when the Switch 2 was coming out. Yes. Yes. There was concerns they would need to raise the price right when it was coming out, right after they announced it, because that's when a lot of these problems were really starting to become a problem. And they made the whole statement of, no, they're just going to sell it at a loss, but they may need to revisit their pricing structure in the future. And they've also said now the price may change yet again, up or down. It really depends. We don't know. It is the state of the tech industry right now that is nothing on Nintendo. Okay. Gaming sounds kind of grim right now. Well, that's not just gaming, that's tech industry in general. God forbid someone's trying to build a PC right now. If you are, I'm so sorry. You're not going to be able to unless you want to put in, like 3 times the price of what you should be. Cool. Did not catch up to Game & Wizard, but that's okay. That's okay. Got very close. I'll take that. I'll take that. AI uses lots of RAM, so the industry bought it all up, hiking the demand, which hikes up the price. Yeah, exactly, Simpson. Another reason to hate AI. Oh, there's plenty of reasons to hate AI, but yes. September 1st to bring up the price. That's the other thing. I'm glad they gave, like, 4 months notice on that price hike instead of being like, oh no, we have to raise the price tomorrow, because like every other company that's done this, it's been like within a week. I think people are looking too much in that too, as they may have said something like good games or along those lines, but to them, whatever they put out is good, so that's not changed. Yeah. When is the internet not complaining about literally anything? Well, to the degree that they are now is definitely a product of the past few years. It was definitely nowhere near this bad, even just like 5 years ago, but... Nikki says, you think Nintendo said that even with the raise in the price of the Switch 2, it still does not cover all increases in production. So they want further software to compensate for it. Yes. Yes. They did say that, yeah. Kihu said, how do you get more channel points? You only get 860 even though you're literally here almost every week. Since such a long time now. You can never be able to redeem your points. The channel points, I think you'll need to make sure the stream is actually up and active in like an active window to be able to earn them. I think if you click out of it, I do think it stops counting you as a viewer, if I remember correctly. If you were subscribed in any way, shape, or form, I know it also adds a multiplier. You should also have the ability to get channel points for being on a watch streak. And I know the streak is not... I'm pretty sure the streak is not only for subs. Because I've seen folks redeeming the... having the watch streaks, and they're not sub. And the watch streak is like 300 or 400, if I remember correctly. Oh boy. I'll take third. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. Was the Yoshi demo too easy for me? I have not played the demo for Yoshi. I think that's in stores. I have not gone out to play it. Johnny asking, are we getting a new 3D Mario and Luigi? Probably eventually, but no news about either one yet. Mario and Luigi was still 2024, so I think it's still a little too soon for Mario and Luigi, but we'll see. Simpson says your guess is September will be because that's when the first affected batch goes into circulation. That's what I'm thinking, Simpson. It's not just production and technology, but shipment as well. Yeah, shipment is also pretty bad right now. Oh, I didn't change my character in time. Oh well. Next time I will do the Sailor Baby Rosalina and the Stellar Sled, as was redeemed. Star Fox team are playing as playable characters for DLC in this game. That'd be cool. I played the demo for the new Star Fox game. No, there's no demo for it. I've not played that. Hope we're getting more VTuber for Switch too. Honestly, I kind of hope they did that kind of thing more. I understand why they do it with Star Fox though, because it kind of makes sense. Do I think Daisy will be related to two specific characters in the upcoming film? I do think so, yes. There we go. Love forcing the bullet bill to take a shortcut. Oh, I'm surprised I got that. Okay. I like that, I like that. Oh, there go my green shells. There goes all my shells. No! No. Oh, that's very unfortunate. No! And that might help a little bit. No, that's still like 7th or 8th. Yeah, 7th. Alright, I mean, that's fine. Could've been a lot better. Iggy says, if I stream on Monday, June 22nd, for Sonic's 35th anniversary, could I stream exclusively Sonic Racing Crossworlds? Maybe. We'll see what happens that week. And yeah, as Nikki pointed out, there's like a way to see ways to earn channel points. What 3DS or Switch game am I going to play after Mario Party? We've already determined after Mario Party tomorrow, I start Yoshi's Island. The original Yoshi's Island. Alright, so it's the redeem was Baby Rosalina and the Stellar Sled. Or specifically, Sailor Baby Rosalina and the Stellar Sled. PT Abercrombie. Well, I mean, yeah, but you can... sure, there's a demo by playing the original Star Fox 64. You could say that for any remake. But, no, I've never been able to get into Star Fox. It's never clicked for me. That's why I'm hoping the remake's able to do it. Oscar says tomorrow you're getting the Switch 2 version of Indiana Jones. Nice, nice. Nice, as a thought just hit you. Nintendo and Bandai Namco could port the arcade games. No, I don't think they're ever going to touch the arcade games. Nintendo has a bunch of, like, games in arcades that, like, they would never bring those over to consoles. Alright, I don't know why you really didn't lock into any of the rails there, but... But no, they would never touch the arcade games. I mean, they've been working on Bandai Namco for a long time. If they were ever gonna port any of their arcade games, that would have started happening years back. And a lot of the arcade games, not just the Mario Kart, but like a lot of their arcade games are actually just like arcade versions of like existing games to a degree. Like the Luigi's Mansion arcade is kind of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Most Mario and Sonic the Olympic games have some sort of arcade version. Or at the very least, a few of them did. They've had a few arcade-related Mario Kart experiences. No, they're never gonna port those. Games that are, in my humble opinion, games that are designed to be arcade games are rarely ever fun when brought to consoles. They are rarely ever fun when they're brought to consoles. Because they're really designed for that short arcade play experience, and by putting it on a console, it's not gonna be that. So, like, if they ever decide... Anytime something like that happens, you really need, like, more than just the arcade mode. Like, it's why fighting games have a lot more than just arcade mode whenever they get releases. Because if it was just the arcade mode, no one would really be buying it that much. Tomorrow we're going back to Jamboree. We're done with Superstars for now. Hey, Crossover Dreamer, welcome, welcome. You're getting into Magic the Gathering. Nice. Nice. We've gotten that a little bit with friends, so. Star Fox now has a new appreciation and new audience, so it makes sense to bring it back. It's not like most that will get this will have ever played Star Fox 64 or another variant. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The other thing, too, like, everybody's going on, like, oh, it's Star Fox 64 again. It's like, well, when were the last times we had Star Fox 64, right? Everyone wants to tell you that Star Fox Zero, that's the name, on Wii U, is basically just Star Fox 64 again. And kind of, sure, but even regardless of that, nobody bought it. It's on, like, their worst performing console, and has, like, the lowest sales in franchise series history, and probably some of the lowest sales on the Wii U in general. So, like, yeah, nobody's gonna... Zero doesn't count in that case. Okay, Star Fox 64 3D. Okay. From, like, 15 years ago? That's not exactly easily accessible. Like, someone born the year Star Fox 64 3D came out is a teenager now. So, like, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a long enough time. Sure, Star Fox 64 is already available on NSO, yes. But NSO experiences are and NSO and Retro Console back in the day. They are good fun. They do bring attention to those games, but for the most part, the average person who's going to be booting those up are people who played them before, or like parents who played them before trying to show their kids. That's the main appeal of those classics, nostalgia. If you're trying to sell people on a brand new game, people that first heard of Star Fox because of the Mario Galaxy movie, they are not going to care about nostalgia. Like I said earlier, a 10-year-old kid sees Fox McCloud flying through the galaxy with Super Mario. They go, "Mom, go to the store and buy me Star Fox." And Mom goes to the store and goes, "There is no Star Fox on the shelves. All they gave me is this little paper for Nintendo 64 Online," or whatever. And that's too convoluted for a standard consumer. So you have an actual store shelf game. A game that appears on store shelves and can be purchased, because that is the easiest way to get a consumer, grandma buying a game for Christmas for their 6-year-old grandchild who loved watching the Galaxy movie 8 times with them. They go out to the store, they very easily buy it, and boom, there you go. And Star Fox 64, story-wise, is kind of the quintessential Star Fox game to my understanding. It's the one that has, like, all the story beats that are kind of necessary. So it's a case of, if they were going to do anything else for Star Fox, you probably want that one fresh and new in people's heads. So I really do think it makes sense. I think people are blowing it out of proportion. I understand the idea of Star Fox fans wanting a game that is not just more 64. They want something completely new, and I get it. But there's a good track record for this. Look at the Link's Awakening remake, then leading to Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, for example. There have been others. That is the only one that immediately comes to mind at the very moment. But there have definitely been other remakes and remasters. That was unnecessary. All that did was send me back further. That was entirely unnecessary to do. You swerved out of your way to squish me on the other side of the road to send me back 4 extra places. But yeah, other ports, other remasters and remakes that have existed in the past 5 years, 10 years, that have then also led to new entries. So doing it with Star Fox makes it kind of likely, in my opinion, that we'll see a new Star Fox game, not related to 64, within the next 5 years. We gotta get this first. You gotta do this first. Let me catch up on chat now. Big Mario fan, no worries. You're doing the Let's competition in Sonic Racing. That's fair, that's fair. Mario Kart Arcade DP series? No, they would never port those. If they were ever going to, they would have done it ages ago. No. We'll do Jamboree TV every once in a while? Maybe, yeah. Superstars is a rage-beating game. Has dungeon duels and rocking raceway. Oh, I love both of those. People, we want this game remade for Switch or this game. When Nintendo do that. We had this game back then, really. Again, Nintendo... Yeah. It's messy. "15 minutes till the music all day." I think a Zelda game. For a new audience, you need the origin first? Yeah. I think it was a missed opportunity to call it Star Fox 64K. Alright, you know what? Genuinely, that would have been really funny. But, for example, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, remake, remaster, whatever you want to call that, was just called Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It was not called remastered or anything like that. There might be something there. Maybe the next Paper Mario game takes more from that. I already mentioned... we had Link's Awakening, and then we had Echoes of Wisdom. So, like, there is precedence for them doing other remakes that theoretically they could just make or have already been easily accessible, but they're choosing to do something different with it. And I say, trust in them, and we'll see what happens. Metroid Prime Remastered also kind of did that, although to a lesser degree, because we already knew Prime 4 was happening. Famicom Detective Club, yes, Cupidoo, that's another one. Famicom Detective Club getting the remakes, which then led to MEO. Yeah, exactly. There's precedence for this. There's precedence for this. Trust in Nintendo. I think... I am confident this will lead to more Star Fox later on down the line. Even if it hasn't happened right here, right now. I didn't want to do that. Well, I didn't get an item. It would just take some time, really. But there will be another new Star Fox after this one. Who knows when it'll be, but let this one happen first, and I'm sure what everybody's truly asking for will come soon enough. Ah! Yeah, I'm like... I've gotten some high placements tonight, but I'm largely placing kind of middle of the pack. Maybe top 10 here and there, but I'm not playing super well in my opinion. Yeah, I'm tied for 7th currently. Have they ever revisited Mario Kart Wii or the custom online servers? No, I've not really done any of the modding stuff. It is a 64 remake again, because no one knows what Star Fox 64, even with all the remastered retelling, says Nikki. Yeah. Be like Metroid Samus Returns, and then we got Dread a couple... Yes, that's another great example. Metroid Samus Returns and Dread, yep. 3DS is just remastering the source code of Star Fox 64. Zero's reimagining. No, this one's a full remake? Yeah. Got the chance to play the arcade Mario Kart a few months back? Nice. DC, do you ride the other race? No. Unfortunate. The Mineru amiibo has a release date? Wait. Did they really? After I posted about it? That's so funny. Oh my god, they did! Wait, this amiibo actually looks really good. Hold on. I'll probably look at it after this. That's so freaking funny. Those of you that follow me on Blue Sky, I literally posted earlier this week an edit of Shadow from Shadow the Hedgehog. The scene where he goes, "Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?" Instead edited to say, where's that damn Mineru amiibo? Like, it was edited so the 4th Chaos Emerald was edited to instead be the image of the announcement of, the Mineru amiibo. Wow, okay. It wasn't drifting, that didn't help. I'll take a look after this race. We also have the Nintendo Music Update about 8 minutes away. No, there's no regular Mineru amiibo. Also, wow. There is no regular Mineru amiibo, just Mineru's construct. But the reason why it's called Mineru's construct is because it's not a normal construct. It is specifically hers, the one that embodies her as a sage. I think there should have just been a normal Mineru amiibo, but... No! No! I have fallen so many times this race. Maybe I'm not locked in enough today. I got so worried that I went to... Whoa, okay. That was crazy. Yeah, of course. No! I hate the boomerang so much. I got it. Alright. That's unfortunate. Achievement unlocked, fall on all 3 laps. Huh. Alright. Here's the Mineru's Construct amiibo. September 17th. What day of the week is September 17th? That is a Thursday. I think there's going to be a Zelda title releasing that day. Oh, you can move the arms! You can move the arms! That's cool, actually. I like that. No, wait. Sure. Wait a second. Okay. Releasing in September. Neat. Okay. Let me look at it. Hey, Yoshi, Stephen Crawford. Welcome. I do have a Discord server. It is only for YouTube channel members or Twitch subscribers, though. Lucas says, the only problem with that theory is the 3rd time in a row they've used that logic. Star Fox 64 3D, Star Fox Zero, and Star Fox Switch 2 are all back-to-back in terms of series release order. Sure, but have any of them been successful? You really can't count Star Fox Zero in that equation because it was an utter failure. And Star Fox 64 3D was like over 10 years ago. Arguably closer to 15 years ago at this point. And I don't even know if that sold very well either. And to be honest, your point there actually is more so in favor of them giving up on the series and saying it's done. Which might be what they've done each time until someone says, no, I think we can do it this time. And someone, you know, gives everyone faith in a version of the project that could work out. Because you don't make a game that should captivate an audience and should bring attention to it, and then it fails. You don't then look at that failure and go, okay, now we can continue on and make the next brand new game. Because your market test just failed and claimed no one's interested in this on the 3DS, on the Wii U. But now it's on a massively successful console. Now it's on a massively successful console with a larger install base than the previous two at the time of launch. Combined. Okay. Or I could just not do that. I'm playing really bad tonight. And again, you know, you really just need to... Oh, come on. You need to give the chance for people to get into Star Fox before you make a new game for the fans, because the opportunity to bring in new fans is a bigger opportunity than just making a game that only appeals to the existing fans. And just as much as you're ready to leave the wild era of Hyrule behind, you're really going to miss that era. Yeah, I do agree. I am going to miss it. Do I think an Ocarina... If the Ocarina remake is real, could it be voice acted? I do think so. I do think so. I think with, let's see, I have the redeem for Shy Guy on the Lobster Roller. Which one's a Lobster Roller? I did pick Crew Shy Guy. Oh, this one. Nobody ever picks this one. Okay. I'll pick this again. Also, it is time for the Nintendo Music Update. So let's check together. Let's see. Anything? Not yet. Nothing here yet. Let me see if I check. Added? No, not yet. Alright, let me check after the race. Nothing yet. Might just need some time. I could do that. Now I can. Now I can do that. I'll check again after the race. If not, it means it's probably a special release. And not happening at the regular update time again. But yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Give Nintendo a chance. I really do think if this game does well, it can finally mean a brighter future for Star Fox, because they finally did a market test of interest in 64, and it worked. Because it, so far, has not. Alright, at least I got food, I guess. I don't know how those didn't hit me. Or that one. But that one did. And I didn't get an item. Alright, we're looking at like 10. Alright. Well... ready for all tracks and Talking About Bonanza to get added? That would be nice, yeah. Alright, let's check again. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything yet. Yeah. Alright. So I'm inclined to believe it's probably a special release happening later in the week. Again. As Iggy mentioned earlier, it might be Yoshi the Mysterious Book. That would make sense, since that's out next week. Yeah, alright. Fair enough. I got all your usual bad luck for today? Yeah, it looks like it. Trying to see how much it costs. I don't think pre-orders are open yet. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about pre-orders, so we don't know the price yet. Hoping for Pokemon Coliseum or Mario Sunshine, Shadow Drop by NSO. Oh, that would be nice. Getting one of those games up on NSO and then the music immediately added. That would be nice. We'll see what happens later in the week. But yeah, it's looking like we'll reconvene on like Thursday or Wednesday for Nintendo Music at this point then. Ooh, I'm just pulling it at first with the blue, alright. Yeah, that hurt. It sounded like the bomb hit people, so that's good. Alright. Catching up a bit. Can't say I'm looking forward to that many more cheat sheets here. Oh? Wow. That's shocking. Wow, alright. I'll take that. I'll take that. General Direct or Rhythm Heaven Groove Direct next month? I don't think there's going to be a Direct for Rhythm Heaven Groove, no. I don't think there's enough that they could do for Rhythm Heaven to make a dedicated Direct out of it, no. I would imagine a General Direct. We can all hope for a General Nintendo Direct, of course, but, you know, we'll see what actually happens next month. That was a shocking victory, you're right. Huh. Just had to mention the bad luck. I guess so. I guess so. Just had to mention the bad luck to return the good luck to me. Yeah, maybe. I'm getting, like, a bunch of people tagging me online now about the Mineru amiibo because I didn't know. for Nintendo today. They didn't have any Nintendo game anniversaries several days in a row. Yeah, there has not really been... There's not really any games that release, like, ever in, like, the first couple weeks of May. There's, like, never. Tomorrow's a big one, the 12th, because tomorrow's anniversary of Tears of the Kingdom. Wow. I did not think I clean jumped over that, but okay. Okay. Almost landed on that cow. That is a second first place in a row. Alrighty. The Wii movement metas are, basically, yeah. I am happy with that. Never comment on Tristan. You're just luck. It's yeah, commenting on the luck just makes it swap. Obviously, it's pretty funny. I think you've never played that intermission before, and you got 640 hours. Wow. I do think I've played that one before, but yeah, no, there's. It's very easy to find intermissions that you may never have played. Yeah, the Yoshi Story music. Yeah, still nothing for Nintendo Music, so there's definitely some sort of special release happening later in the week. We'll just have to find out what that is later. You played every single intermission before ever going online when this game first came out? Oh, wow. That's pretty good. That's some good dedication. No! No! You do custom knockout tours? That's cool. For fun. That's fair. No! No! I want something that'll let me do shortcuts. Yeah, like anything to let me take the shortcuts, like at all. Very annoying. You can use a half pipe to take a shortcut? That's cool. I did not. But we might get one final Yoshi the Mysterious Book trailer at the end, and at the end of the trailer, it will reveal the special release on Nintendo Music. I don't know if they'll go with revealing the music on Nintendo Music, because I don't think they've really done that before in trailers specifically. But I do think we'll probably get... That's probably what's coming later this week as a special release. We'll probably get, I don't know, like 5 to 10 songs from Yoshi the Mysterious Book on like Thursday. No, no music tonight. So that means it's coming later in the week. I've just stuck with this one, by the way, because it's been working. It was a redeem, and I've just stuck with it because it's been working out well. But I'm still happy to swap to any other redeems as they come out. Kind of interesting they did this twice in this month. Yeah, because last week was Star Fox. So it is pretty interesting to see that they've done it multiple weeks in a row. Alright, this is the final race before we do some knockout tour. Okay, Arrow Peach will be the first for Knockout Tour. Pretty long intermission for our final race. No, I was afraid of that happening. And there goes all of those shells. Okay, I guess I didn't want that item after all. Thought I did. Okay, Arrow, Peach, and Bianca. So those are the next two. I'll do those for the knockout tours. hold any others because we typically only do about 2 knockout tours, so that might be where we call it afterwards before we swap to Sonic Racing Crossworlds. But we'll see. Alright. Not too bad. This is recoverable. This is recoverable. Okay. I don't know if using all of those vegetables on me was that necessary. No, I'm very afraid of that happening. Unpopular opinion, but you actually like the uncanny design of Star Fox characters in the remake. I think it actually picks a darker OG tone Star Fox 64 had. I don't know about the tone specifically, but I do like the designs that they have. Yeah, placed 7th in the end. Not my best showing for tonight, that's for sure. Alright. Let me give folks a few minutes to make whatever changes they need before we get started with a knockout tour. Let me also set up the redeem. So there was Aero Peach. No vehicle listed, so... what do I want to use?
Let's go.
Gimme Wiz is heading out. Alrighty, have a good night. Okay, I'll give it a moment. And this is what we'll be doing. You're gonna join for Sonic Racing Crossroads? Alrighty. Yeah, we'll be swapping in that within the half hour. Game was relatively dark for a kid's game, and Andros was scary, and Pigma literally mocks Fox for losing his father. Yeah, that's true, that's true. It's not a light-toned game, that's for sure. Just checking. See if there's anything else of note that has gone on. Sounds like the Mineru amiibo is going to be around $30, which is a lot. It's not ideal, that's for sure. It's fine, I guess. Yeah, September 17th for Mineru's amiibo. Which makes me think September 17th there will be some sort of Zelda release. No, there's no hard confirmation. They could release amiibo whenever they want, tied to any other game that they want, but we'll see. Which game is darker, Super Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi Partners in Time? Hard to say. Pick the Moon Rally. Wait, so why did Daniel, Lana, and Muzz... Oh, why did we switch to Superstar Tropical Island last week? We swapped to Tropical Island on Switch because trying to get it working on Mario Party 1 was not working. We tried a few various methods and it was not working out. So that was why we did Superstars again last week. Alright, the Ice Rally. The $30 estimate for the Mineru amiibo is specifically because the price in Japanese yen was put out. I think it was Wario64 who posted it. You guys have to look at it because I remember these after 9 yen, but people were trying to go off of other prices and trying to get a good estimate going. Alright, no item there is pretty bad, actually. Am I out right away? There's no way. I guess there... Yeah, yes way, I guess. Alright, just barely. We're in. Just barely. Make it count. $35? I could see that, yeah. That was nice. That was nice. Oh god. Whoa. At least I got an item this time. Ooh, okay. That was not expected. Not how I wanted that to go home, but sure. Ah! No! I'm getting hit by so many Mega Mushrooms. Okay. No! How did that hit me? Oh my god, stop! Getting hit with everything. I don't think I make it. A Taiyaki is not enough to get me to pull ahead. Or was it? Nope. Ah, that's it. But like soft serve ice cream the most? Yes. Otherwise, I would say milkshakes. Technically, milkshakes first, then soft serve. You're actually excited for the Star Fox remake because you wanted 3DS version of Star Fox before to be remastered for Switch anyway, similar to Luigi's Mansion 2. But a remake is even better. Yeah, I agree. Because they get to do like more new content this way. Alright, it's a race between two daisies right now, between Kihu and Kirby Toon. Both swapping off between first and second. Now that Star Fox remake is confirmed, do I think Ocarina of Time remake rumors are true? I do. The Ocarina of Time remake rumors, I believe, predated Star Fox rumors. However, I believe it was Nate the Hate who was like really going into the Star Fox rumors back through April. Was also doubling down on Ocarina of Time existing. Other people were also like verifying like yes, they have heard not only Star Fox happening but also a Ocarina of Time remake, so I feel like it's now very likely. I do think there's a pretty decent shot at it happening now, yes. Been making homemade milkshakes, still trying to find the perfect balance of milk and ice cream. Yeah, that's fair. It's hard to find that good balance. Looking forward to the day Yoshi and the series book releases. It'll be a nice way to cool down for some chaotic online multiplayer sessions. Yeah, just a bit. That'll be a good release next week. Oh, alright. That sends Kihu pretty far back. That might be it for Kihu. Anthony pulling ahead at the last item box. Alright, they're coming up on the final section. So looking like it'll be Anthony and a couple others. Yeah, alright. Looks like Birdcraft, Kirby Toon. No. Alright, Birdcraft, Verito, and Yamina. Alright. Those are our top four. Who's gonna make it? Is there an old item I would like to see get added to World? Fake item box? I'm still upset that like never comes back anymore. I like the fake item box item. What about the one June when they dress up as frogs? You, someone who also prefers milkshakes, finally a person in the culture. I love milkshakes. Like, I love... This is very American. I love going to... And this, I guess, also New York. I love going to a diner, getting a burger and a milkshake. They just go very well together. Alright, and Anthony takes it. Where do we normally get our milkshakes? I like getting them from Cold Stone or... Like Cold Stone Creamery or Dairy Queen. But also just, like I said, like... Diner can have good milkshakes. Alright. Next redeem was for Pianta, and this is probably for the last knockout tour we'll be doing tonight before swapping over to Sonic Racing Crossworlds soon. Give me one moment. That's misleading, Nintendo. Nintendo has uploaded Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment Mineru trailer. And it's not anything new. It's just hey, the Mineru is coming September 17th. Did you know you could play her in Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment? Yes, you can. It's like, wow. That's kind of a misleading... Alright. Not very misleading, but it's like that feels like... Why not make a little trailer spotlighting her both in Age of Imprisonment and Tears of the Kingdom? So it's a little more obvious that you're not suddenly dropping news for Age of Imprisonment. cheap excuse to market the game. Yeah. Alright. Let's do our final knockout tour of the night, everybody. Remake every item in Mario Kart history at this point. That's an option they could do, I suppose. Thundercloud could be chaotic, yeah. Nintendo's been heavily marketing already released games recently. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, if they're really trying to push, like, the whole library of Switch 2 games currently, like, not a bad thing to do. But releasing a trailer now that is just called the Mineru trailer for a game that's been out since November makes it sound like it's a DLC thing. And that's a little upsetting. Every day you've been imagining a Mario Party with every board, every minigame, and every returning character, plus a new one. That is the dream, right? Like, that would be great, but... You just want character-specific items to return? I would love that. I would love that. How did Verita already get a boot? Like, very first item aside, I feel like that... My item roulette was still going. Dylan says, if we're getting an Ocarina of Time remake, do I think Nintendo will remake Majora's Mask as well? Not at the same time. If an Ocarina of Time remake does well, I could see them remaking Majora's Mask later on. That would be very cool. I don't think that's necessarily in the cards or already planned though, no. Let's see what happens though, of course. Because it really depends on, like, what the Ocarina of Time remake is. Like, what form that takes, what it looks like, you know? Because I highly doubt it's just going to be an HD port of Ocarina of Time 3D, you know? Like, I really don't think it's just going to be that. If it's a full-on remake. I feel like there's going to be more to it. Which means there's probably going to be differences between the original game and this new remake version. Which then begs the question of, you know, if they considered it for Majora's Mask, would it be changing too much of the core identity of Majora's Mask to make some bigger changes like that? So I don't know. I don't know. I think Ocarina of Time is easier to do a remake for than Majora's Mask without the risk of changing too much of the core identity of the game and what makes it unique. Alright, be 16th or better. Well, I'm in, like, around 15 or 16th now. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. Alright. Oh, alright, that helps a lot. Oh god. Alright, 6th, 5th. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. To get the gap between Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. It was like 3 or 4 years, if I remember correctly. I think it was 2011 and 2015? Or 2012? I don't remember. It was something like that. I think it was 2011 and 2015. It was like 3 or 4 years, I think. That is only one mushroom. That is not enough to go through any shortcuts like that, no. So I don't think I'm progressing further now. There's no other items about to come up. Oh, maybe. Was that enough? That was. Just barely, and the last one to make it. Alright. Let's make this count. Anthony's pretty far ahead, but I am catching up a bit. Okay, good, good. Yes, I do think the Ocarina of Time game could be Switch 2 exclusive, yes. The Nintendo Music Update didn't happen. So there's some sort of, probably some other special release or NSO related update happening later in the week. We don't know. That's a lot of shots. 4 shells. A little scared of that. Oh, that's it. That's it. Nothing I can do about that. Ah, alright. That's unfortunate. Very bag heavy rally. Yeah, definitely seems like it. And of course, Kiku and Nikki are in. Yeah, they are two of our best players here, so makes sense, makes sense. Looks like Kiku might have it, though. Alright. You did beat them in the last rally, yes. Alright. I'm fine with 5th there. Because I almost got out very early yet again, but I did better that time. Top half. Alrighty, everybody. I'm gonna swap us over to some Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So we're gonna go on our BRB screen for just a few minutes while I get that set up. Don't go away. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, everybody. We are back with some Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I've got the lobby ID displayed on screen in multiple areas right now, and we're gonna get these races started pretty soon. Excuse me. Gonna give time for everyone to join in, and then we'll do our usual 12 races in groups of 4. If they also make Majora's Mask, how long after do I think Ocarina of Time remake? One to 2 years? No, not that soon. No, I don't think it would be that soon after. I think it would be minimum 3 years later. Realistically, I feel like an Ocarina of Time remake, if treated like Star Fox and some other things, like Star Fox, Metroid, Samus Returns remake, various others, I think it could play the role of priming everybody for what the new Zelda formula, quote unquote, would be like after the Breath of the Wild era. Some sort of return to form for the Zelda formula, back to the style of Ocarina of Time, but a new take on that. So they do it with Ocarina of Time, and then after doing it with Ocarina of Time, then it's a brand new game with that, is what I think is happening. Alright. Let's get the rules set up. Alright, there we go. Which means the next Star Fox game will look realistic as well? Not necessarily. They don't necessarily have to keep the same art style. They could, and it might, for consistency's sake, but there's no indication that they may...
Hey guys!
There's no indication necessarily that it's like going to do that definitively, you know?
Hello, everyone.
So, glad to see.
Hooray!
What's my take on the Star Fox remake? I've never been able to get into Star Fox, like, ever. Any of the other games. But this one actually has my interest, so I am looking forward to it, I would say. Pretty obvious that Nintendo cares about their IPs. You doubt they would screw up an Ocarina of Time remake? I never said anything about them screwing up. I don't know where you're getting that from. I never said anything about them screwing up an Ocarina of Time remake. I was saying... I don't think a Majora's Mask remake would be the very next thing after Ocarina of Time remake. I think an Ocarina of Time remake would be to lay out the formula for what a new Zelda afterwards would be. I don't know where you're getting screwing up Ocarina of Time from, because I did not put anything related to that. Choose my character for Tails? Alrighty, well we haven't started anything yet, so I will indeed play Tails.
Alright, let's take off!
Gonna swap. Let's go with this. Alright. Let's do our first 4 races. Flip this 4 item slots in the game like in 3D. Maybe, we'll see.
Agreed.
I think Ocarina of Time remake will release shortly after the Zelda movie. The movie will help up Zelda. So I'm using Tails this time? I'm using Tails because there was a channel point redeemed for it over on Twitch. So, Marco, that's interesting, because I do think, yes, it would make sense releasing it after the Zelda movie. However, I actually think it is going to be before the Zelda movie. We are technically currently in Zelda's 40th anniversary, starting this past February. I kind of think they're going to release this under a branding of the anniversary, so I think it'll release before next February. Love to see a special release for Splatoon Raiders, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We might be seeing one for Yoshi later this week, or next week. We gotta see what happens there. For Splatoon Raiders, that'll probably also happen closer to when that game releases, yeah. Supernova asking, do I like Harry Potter? Growing up, I did, and then J.K. Rowling decided to make it, incredibly politically charged, and really, generally be a really bad person. So, no, not anymore. Hard to enjoy an IP when the creator constantly says online that they treat any and all earnings towards that IP as support for her beliefs. So it's like, you know what? No, thank you. Oh god. I was not ready for that. Get some rings. Okay, boosting ahead a little. Oh my god. I did not think I was making that. No! Almost out. Alright. Something. No! So mean! That was so unnecessary. We weren't even in a high placement. Like, I would have understood if I was doing that in, like, 2nd or something. But I was in, like, 6th. So unfortunate. No, Johnny, I don't think there's going to be a Sonic Direct anytime this week, but sometime within the next month, I do think so. One sec. Just check in a quick thing. Okay. Ooh, Kronos Island, yes please. Yeah, I agree, Dylan. I also don't tolerate any anti-trans or anti-LGBT stuff in general. And yeah, I mean, like, I was raised with a lot of Harry Potter love growing up, but now just it's impossible to like it now. It's impossible to like it now, and it's... You know, I enjoyed what I did growing up, but I'm also happy to never engage with it again because of what the creator does, so... Oh god. Well, not quite perfect, Tails. Yeah, Arl is at the end of the month. We get our Puyo Puyo. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Took a shorter path. That's nice. No. No. Squished by a bomb. No, I didn't get an item. It's pretty bad, actually. Okay, I got that one. Oh? That's second or third?
Good job, everyone.
It's fair, Dylan. Yes, you do mean to say you do deserve to be loved and supported. That is a rather funny typo, unfortunately. Oh, Big Marvin, that was your bomb that squished me. Ah, man. Chronos Island or Hawaii the Castle? Oh, Pac-Man. This is also a good one, but I would have rathered one of the other two. I still need to finish Pac-Man World 2 repack. I got it, and I played the first, like, 2 worlds, and I just never finished it. Got way too busy. One day. I was very excited for that game, too. Just came out at a bad time. A lot of busyness for me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Really? The second I pull into first? Supernova, that is entirely different. That is entirely different because Walt Disney is not alive anymore. Nor actively doing things to promote Nazis. J.K. Rowling is actively still alive, has actively gone on record repeatedly indicating that all support of the Harry Potter franchise she takes as her fans agreeing with her views politically. She has said that on record. And also that all profits, not all, but many of the profits that she makes from that stuff, she directly uses to fund anti-trans and anti-LGBT, well, a lot of things. Not, I was gonna say, like, laws, but realistically, it's a lot of things against them that she tries to fund. That is very different than the idea of separate art from artists or death of the author kind of thing, because she's still alive and actively doing it. And actively doubles down on it. Disney, in the form it is now, also would never take that side nowadays. So that's not really an issue anymore. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Not too shabby.
What does it mean to separate the art from the artist in my case? What am I trying to get out of her? Well, I'm not trying to get anything out of J.K. Rowling. I'm saying, like, as a concept, the idea of separate the art from the artist usually comes from an instance where maybe the artist is being an idiot, but, like, their art is not harmful and what they are doing aren't harmful, or maybe, you know, the death of the author is the idea of they're not alive anymore, they're not actively contributing anything negative. That's not the case for J.K. Rowling. Therefore, neither of those are the case for J.K. Rowling. Everything she is doing, she is profiting off of specifically to do negative things with. So it's not something you could support in good faith. Am I going to see the Backrooms movie? No idea. No idea. I don't know anything about the Backrooms in general, so... I've heard the movie looks good, though. So, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't very good. Didn't even know they had a film? Yeah, I only first heard about that like a couple of weeks ago. Comes out in a few weeks. In cyberspace, okay. Ow. It's been so long since I got actual character dialogue happening. Really? Why did that send me all the way up? pain to come back from. Trying to get somewhere. I don't really know if it's working out so well though. Oh, I didn't get the last item though, so that's not very good. Finish! That's like 5th, I think.
I know I can do better.
What are we looking at? Oh, still 4th, okay. That's not too bad then. That's not too bad. I will not be streaming the new Yoshi game, Dylan. Splatoon Raiders, I'm just not really interested in. So I probably won't really do anything. I probably won't even be getting that one unless I get freelance work for it. Star Fox? I don't know. That one depends on if I get freelance work for it or not, I think. Alright, first set of races, done. Gonna give everyone a little bit of time to change up characters, vehicles, etc. Gadgets. And, we'll do our next set of 4 soon. I don't want to play next. If I just did Tails, I'll do 9 next. I'll give it a moment for anyone else to do their swaps. Guessing I'll beat at least 1 world per stream playing Yoshi's Island? No idea. No idea. I haven't thought too much about what the structure is going to look like. Again, it's been a very long time since I played Yoshi's Island, so we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. See you later, Big Mario fan. Thanks for hopping in for a bit. Hey, Lewis. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you can join in. We get the lobby ID down at the bottom. I can't wait to start the next one for you to hop in. Since we just finished up a set of races. How many turns are we doing for Jamboree tomorrow? Might be a Pro Rules round. I haven't decided for sure yet. I'm gonna say it's probably Pro Rules, though. So, 12. But, we'll see. Yeah, we'll start up in a moment. Lewis is going to join in the lobby, so I want to give a little bit of time for that. And once they're in, we'll get this party started with the next 4 races.
Hey guys! Good.
I'm definitely curious if the Nintendo Music update later in the week is going to end up being another special release for Yoshi, or if there's gonna be something NSO this week. It's been a little while, so it would be nice. It would be nice if it was something related to an NSO update. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Switch 2 is going up to $500 starting September 1st, but Furukawa stated he'll make it up with a robust software lineup. What do I think Nintendo means by that? I mean, it means don't worry, there's going to be more games, and they're confident in their first party lineup, and in general, the Switch 2 lineup, that it'll be worth the price. And the variable pricing means the games can also be higher in price or lower in price. We have a communication error. Hopefully you can get that fixed soon. I want to start within the next couple of minutes, so hopefully it jumps up. Nikki says if we don't get a GameCube NSO update this month either, then that's going to be a serious problem. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yoshi Topsy-Turvy on NSO? That could be an interesting one. It would require use of gyro controls, yeah. Music for the Duck Hunt NSO release. That's what you're saying people are looking too much into? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's them saying, don't worry, there's still games coming out for the rest of the year. Alright, Lewis, how are we looking on your end? Because I would like to get this next one started. So if it's still giving you errors, we can try to make sure you get in before the last set of races.
Do it. Very well.
Nintendo's not been slacking off on giving new GameCube titles. They're really like drip feeding the NSO releases. That's always been the case. Go ahead and start without you. All right. That's always been the case. They never said it would be every month. They've already missed a few months in that. Whoa! What the heck happened here? Did it just kick everyone from the room? Did everyone just get kicked from the room? Why? Why did it kick everybody except for me and one other person? What? Well, the Nintendo music's different. Wow, everyone got a communication error except for me and one other person. Let's see. Maybe it'll give us an error at the start of this. If not, I'm inclined to close the room and reopen it so we can actually all play together. Because that is strange. Let's see what happens. I feel like it would have told me there's a communication error. Here. This way, we don't waste the time with that. I'll just make a new one. Alright, let's get this step back up. Okay, the new lobby ID is 74813969. Alright, I got that put there. Let's get this set up again. Let's get this back, everybody. You change your time zone to play early on Thursday, that's fair. Yes, you can play this game online by random, yeah. Yeah, it has the random worldwide matchmaking, yeah. You don't only have to play in lobbies. Alright, most are in. I'll give it 2 minutes. See if anyone else is able to rejoin in. I think we're still short at least one person. Did I see the news that Sonic Frontiers got a price drop? Coincides with the rumor of the game's definitive edition. Interesting, okay. I could see that. Maybe new Crash Bandicoot? No idea, Johnny. No idea. How come the Catacroc emo spells Angie? Because he's Angie. Look at him. Look at them. So upset and they're so angry. Alright. Let's start these next ones and see if this goes well. I believe there was DLC for Sonic Frontiers. It might have been a free update, but... I believe there was some sort of DLC. And if it's to put it on more platforms, if they have new content, and this way you can make like a proper Switch 2 edition, I don't think that's a waste of time, necessarily. Especially if it's like... if it doesn't take many resources on their end. It's not too bad. How come it's Angie instead of Angry? Why not? Why not? It's like the memes. It's more fun that way. Only free updates with Sonic Frontiers? Yeah, I'm not sure then. It might have new content, is why. Some games definitely do a definitive edition instead of just a DLC. People getting Angie over Angie. Understandable. Have a good day. Hey there, Mysterious Star. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's hope these go better. Let's hope these next 4 races go better. Oh god. Not quite go according to plan. No, yeah, Nintendo Music should have updated about an hour and a half ago, and there wasn't any. You're right. We were speculating it might be at a special release for Yoshi the Mysterious Book later in the week, or there might be an update tying into an NSO release. Like if they add Mario Sunshine, for example, to GameCube NSO, they might release the music at the same time. Something like that. If we do end up getting a definitive edition of Sonic Frontiers for Switch 2, then there needs to be new content. Yeah, there would have to be new content. No idea what it would be, but... you'd have to do something to make the definitive edition worth getting. No! Yeah, third place is fine. Third place is fine. That could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Alright. Where are we going next? What are our next options? We'll do a random of these. Not too far out of the way. Since I'm done with 3D Land, it was 3D Land I played, not World. We're starting Yoshi's Island tomorrow. The original Yoshi's Island. E-Stadium, okay. That's what random gave me. Fair enough. Yeah, the original SNES Yoshi's Island. I don't think the GBA port is on GBA NSO. If it is, maybe that one instead of SNES. But probably just the SNES version. All the advanced ports on NSO. Maybe I will play the GBA one. I'm a bit nostalgic for that version of Yoshi's Island, but we'll see.
Dragon Road.
Hi there, All-Town here. See you next time.
You would suggest SNES for sound quality? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Not a big deal. Fair, fair. I think that's another third.
Great.
Which, again, I'm fine with. Yeah. Okay, that's fine by me. No, none of the Sonic Prime skins have voices, because they were technically voiced by different people in the show. So that would have meant needing to do brand new voice lines for them here, which they didn't do. But yeah, SNES version because of sound quality? Maybe, we'll see. GBA version probably also has screen crunch? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out before tomorrow. Not a huge deal. We're playing the original Yoshi's Island either way. It's just a matter of which version I feel like doing. Will I be doing any special videos in June? I have 2 Mario Party Madness videos from PAX East in Boston that are going to be going up in June. I forget what the exact schedule is, but it's sometime in June. I want to get something up for the 1-year anniversary of Mario Kart World next month. I've been really busy with freelance work, though, so I'm not 100% sure what everything's going to look like. I want to do a review for Tomodachi Life as well, but I'm in a point right now where I cannot really guarantee too much right now because of how busy I've been with freelance work stuff. Isn't Yoshi the Mysterious Book releasing this week? Guarantee we won't get a new... No, Yoshi the Mysterious Book releases next week, not this week. Have a good night, Dylan.
Frenzy time!
Well, that just had the wall. That sucked. Yeah, that was like 5th, unfortunately. That's okay.
Nice.
Could have been better, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, 4th. Alright. Alright, 1 more in this set, and then we do 4 more races. Sure, Ocean. Alright. Wonder Museum is the end of this set. Bit of a mess here. So they say we'll have a second wave of paid DLC for Crossworlds? I do. I think they'll announce it around the 1-year anniversary of the game. After the first season of DLC is finished. I think that's when they'll announce the second DLC. Gotta let season 1 finish first, though. No! I didn't see it in time. Unfortunate. Yeah, that's still like 4th. That's fine.
Nice.
Could have been worse. I will take it. That was overall solid. I think better than I did first set of races. I think I got like 7th. 7th or 6th or something like that. No, maybe I'm thinking Mario Kart. I don't remember. I think I did better though than the first set. Alright. Final set of races, everybody. Only 4 more.
Congratulations!
Alright, nicely done, Kirby Toon. Alright, let's swap things up. Top 3 and getting slowly better Crossroads. Yeah, nice. GG's indeed. Let's get things set up for one more set of 4 races. And then we'll wrap up for the night. 10 seconds, everybody. Market Street. Nope. Coral Town. Alright. Fair enough. No! Let me push into the off-road. Getting tired. Man, 3 years ago, I was at a midnight launch for Tears of the Kingdom. So that's tomorrow, 3-year anniversary of that game. They're not timing right for that. That's unfortunate. Did I sell second? I might still be second. 3 years of one of the best Zelda games? Yes, absolutely. Was your first launch day Zelda proper then? Oh, wow. Nice. That's cool. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Ah, third. Okay. Never mind. It wasn't second. But it was almost fourth, though. Sorry I keep yawning. I'm tired. I shouldn't have picked random. I was gonna pick Coral Town again. For the second time in a row. Must have done a lot today. A little bit. It's been a bit busy lately. Like I said, I have a lot of freelance work right now, so it's been on the busier side. Okay, North Star Islands. That's fine. that disappeared into the ether.
Random track.
Wow, and I didn't even have them. So mean. Do that on the... Yeah, I use it for... Oh, no, this could help. No! Ah, oh well. That's unfortunate. That could have been better. Getting back up to 6th is pretty good, all things considered. But that could have been better. Alright. Next up. I keep yawning. Stop. Mario Kart Deluxe nostalgia with the repeated tracks. Yeah, a bit. Sand Road, sure. Coral Town is your least favorite course, because sweaty players have to take the risky shortcut, which you never take. That's so fair. That's so fair. I don't even know what the risky shortcut is. Oh, that's helpful. no, not this way. What? No! Well, that sucks. I think that was still second, but I could have potentially caught up to first place if I did that right. Could have, potentially. Regardless, still went pretty well in the end. Fourth now? Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can potentially get into top 3 for the end. That would be nice. But, we'll see. Oh, looks like someone left. It won't let me see, but it looks like someone left. Unfortunate. Right before the final race. Eggman Expo again, okay. We're repeating a bit tonight. That's been the vibe. Alright, this should be the final race of the night though, everybody. Sorry to hear. Like right before the final race too, so that sucks. Oh, that hit. No! Knocked me against the wall and I just completely stopped. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Oh, I didn't get an item there. No! You get a final item. Alright, well that's it. No way I'm getting the top 3.
Finish!
That could have been much better, but unfortunate. Kind of a rough final race for me. What was my final placement there? 5th! Okay, honestly, higher than I thought. I really thought it was going to be like 7th or 8th. I did still move up to 3rd, though. Wow, okay. GG's.
Victory's so sweet, I gotta savor it.
Did not think that was gonna happen. Alrighty, everybody. I think that's gonna do it for tonight's Mario Kart Monday. Thank you all so much for tuning in, as always. We have these Mario Kart streams and Sonic Racing Crossworlds right after, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back for the usual Tuesday stream tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing a round of Mario Party Jamboree, followed by starting some Yoshi's Island. And on Wednesday, I'll be back around 2 or 3, continuing through the playthrough of It Takes Two with Fire Serpent. It'll be a good week of streams, but otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.